This is author Tim Brown, the book Uncommon Athletes, and I'm excited to have with me a truly uncommon young man. He's from Columbus, Ohio, Camden Taylor, who's a grad assistant coach at North Carolina A&T. We're just excited to have him on, and I've been blessed to watch him just progress and to grow, and excited to see him picking up that family mantle of being a coach. Yeah, how's it going, Cam? How you doing?
Everything's going well. It's going well. How you doing there?
I'm doing great, doing great. Let's just jump right in. How was it growing up in a household when Dad was a successful high school coach, and how was that growing up in a basketball family? Your sister plays and all that. How was that growing up in a basketball family?
It was a lot of fun. It was very competitive, but honestly, I learned a lot just from being around the house. He always was dropping knowledge on me. He coached me in AAU from like third grade to the eighth grade. So it was definitely a blessing to be able to just learn and get that firsthand knowledge from him every day. It was in the house.
Right.
It was fun. It's kind of fun seeing it all come full circle now.
Yeah. Was it a continued basketball conversation all the time, or you get a break every
It
now and
was.
then?
Yeah, it was always basketball on TV, or we're always talking about some of their competition. I remember once I kind of became of age, I stopped liking the Celtics. It was a little bit. We started butting heads a little bit, but it was always fun, man. It gave me the opportunity to look at the game from a different lens from the time I was a little kid. I think I was maybe 2 when he got the head job at Eastmore, 2 or 3. So
right.
I was just that whole time I was seeing him be a head coach and kind of not really knowing that that's what I wanted to do, but just kind of looking at him and seeing what he was doing and taking away everything I could.
Right. Sounds like you probably spent a lot of time in a lot of gyms. You've been in a lot of gyms, bro.
No, most definitely for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been in a lot of gyms. What's one of them good gyms of Dad that you remember Dad dropping on you that you still remember today? What was one of them good gyms? Give me one of them good gyms.
A good gym?
Yeah, one of them words.
I don't know. He taught me how to be a point guard kind of and see the game through like kind of being a coach on the floor and just seeing ahead, like thinking what's next, like what's gonna come next without it. Exactly, thinking one play ahead. That's kind of something that I've taken into my life. I kind of like to think of life one step ahead. Think well, this could happen and this could happen, and I think that's definitely a gem that I would say gives me an advantage over just anybody, normal person who wasn't able to look at through that lens.
That's good stuff. It's good stuff there. Now, knowing that Dad was coaching you in the gym, when did you personally find your passion for basketball? When did it hit you and say, "Hey, I love this game"?
When I was a kid, I loved like every sport. Like, you can ask my dad if I saw something on TV and it was a sport, I kind of wanted to emulate it. Basketball per se, I'm not. I think basketball was always my favorite. Like, it was just always there, and it was always kind of like the go-to sport and the go-to thing to do. It was kind of like always my hobby since I was a little kid. I don't know if there's per se a moment that kind of was like, man, I love this, but it was just always a part of me. It was always kind of in my blood, I guess.
Yeah, it was right there, right there. That's good stuff. And
exactly.
now let's talk about your journey to becoming the current the position you're in now as a grad assistant in North Carolina A&T. What was that journey to get to the position you're in now?
Well, I played 4 years at Eastmore. I think I played under Coach Miranda right after my dad left. Things didn't work out the way that I would have wanted them to. I wanted to play college basketball. I had dreams and aspirations of making it to the NBA, but that just wasn't in it for me. So I came down to A&T just to go to school and to be a college student. I wanted to walk onto the team, and I remember the day of the tryouts, the coach called me, and he was like, well, we're not going to have a tryout anymore. Like, we're not taking any walk-ons this year. And that was my freshman year. And I was playing open gyms and things like that. I tried being a manager for a little bit, but nothing really stuck with me. And it wasn't like the same passion as like being a part of a team and kind of reaching for that same goal. And then my senior year, man, I don't know. I just kind of reached out to one of the head managers who I met in a different scene on A&T campus, and he gave me the opportunity to come in and help out with the team last year and in a manager role. And I was a manager, and the coaches, they liked what they saw, and they brought me along to be the graduate assistant for this season. So it's been a blessing.
Yeah. And I think people don't realize being a grad assist or just being part of the team, you have a different perspective, different.
Right. Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's kind of like straddling the fence. You got
Yeah,
to be good with the players so they trust you, and you got to be
right.
good with the coaches so they trust you, and not kind of wavering and crossing those boundaries between the two. So it's been a learning experience for sure. It's pretty
Oh
cool
yeah.
though. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a daughter who's doing that now and just helping out. But it's one of those responsibilities. You never know what you have to do today, what they may not done the next day, just whatever, you're available.
Exactly.
You're
I, I'm
available.
I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here, and I ducked off in one of our little locker rooms. I'm hoping nobody sends me a call or a text. Like, I need you to go do this real quick. I need you to go. That's how it is. I just always kind of have to be prepared for what's next.
Yeah, that's part of the deal. And I think that also prepares you for when you become that, whatever God has down the road, you know how to do all those different things, and that's just
Right.
really just preparation. It's just really preparation for that next level, whatever that next level end up being. It's just great preparation. This has truly been a different season, this COVID season, for everyone, all the teams. And for you guys, it presented some challenges as well, but also some unique opportunities. And I know one was the opportunity to play against a Power Five team. And, can you tell how that came about, that
Right.
game with Stanford?
Well, I guess Stanford. They played in the Maui Invitational. And they were. I think they weren't allowed to play any home games back in the Bay Area or San Francisco where they were, so they kind of stayed out. I think one of their coaches was really cool with the North Carolina program, the Tar Heels, so they kind of stayed around there and practiced at North Carolina, and then we had the opportunity to bring them into our gym. I think that was the first Power Five that ever came and played a men's basketball game in the Corbett Center. So it was pretty fun. I mean, it was a unique opportunity, and I think we'll have the opportunity to go out there and play Stanford
Yeah.
in their home gym next year. So it was a good deal, man. Something that probably wouldn't have been able to happen without COVID.
Right, right. So I know that was a good experience for everybody, and like you said, it'll lead to something else, So
Right,
nice,
definitely, definitely. So
it'll be a
it's
nice
good. It's,
road
it's
trip.
cool. We get to go out.
Yeah,
Exactly, we get to go out to Cali next year. So
yeah,
I'm excited about that a little bit.
yeah. So that was a great opportunity. But then at the same time, there were some challenges as well. I know you guys were excited about winning the MEAC South League champs for the first time since 1991. How was that experience? How was that beating Central?
And that was a lot of fun. Central they're big. That's a big rivalry. Even
Right.
before I came on this side as a student, I didn't have a lot of love for Central. And
Right.
then last year we played them, and we were in a similar situation where if we won the game, we would have won the MEAC championship, and if they won the game, they won the MEAC championship. Last game of the regular season, and we ended up losing that game by I think like four
Mm.
points. And so they ended up winning the regular season title, and we didn't get to have the conference tournament last year, so we weren't able to get our revenge on that. So I think this year we took it a little personal, and we took the opportunity. It was cool, man. We got to cut down the nets and everything before we went up to Norfolk for that short time.
Mhm.
It was a good experience.
Yeah. To tell the audience what kind of teamwork that it took to accomplish that. Some of the things that players had to give up, sacrifice, and whatnot in order to be champions.
Right. Um, we had a pretty good team, a pretty stacked team this year. A lot of guys who could have maybe went other places and
Mhm.
put up big numbers and big names. I think our point guard is he's had the ball in his hands, a 4-year starter. He had the ball in his hands his whole time here. He's the school assist leader, MEAC assist leader. And but he broke both of those records last year. But
Mhm.
this year, last year he played like 40 minutes a game. This year he went down to playing like 27 minutes a game, just because we had so many guys who were able to contribute. And I think that was that's kind of a testament to where everybody was on our team. It was just kind of like, especially with the sour feeling we had last year,
Right.
losing that last game, it was just kind of like, anything we had to do, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna try to, make it to that big dance and win the conference title.
Yeah.
It worked out for us.
Good. That's good stuff. So you guys in position, heading up to Norfolk for the tournament, and then COVID invades the team. How was
Boom.
that feeling? How'd you get through that or deal with that?
It was tough, honestly. We were up there. We went up to Norfolk. I think on a Thursday we were supposed to play, or we went up on Wednesday. We were supposed to play Friday. Went up Wednesday. We tested Thursday, and then around Thursday evening, the rumors started moving around. Like, I think you tested positive and whatever. And Thursday night they broke the news to us that our game had been canceled, and that we weren't going to be able to compete and not have the opportunity to win a championship. So that was definitely tough for a lot of our guys. We had a lot of seniors who wanted that opportunity to play in that tournament. But I mean, we came back home the next day, and the coach that tested positive initially tested negative 3 times when we got back home. So it was tough, but we kind of just took it on the chin and kept working. We were right back in the office the next day recruiting, and guys were in here working out and getting shots up. So I mean, we have a good group. They're just kind of like last year. We're just gonna use it as fuel even more as we go into the Big South.
Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. I know your family and yourself as a young man of faith, and I know it's an important part of your family. Can you talk about how your faith has helped you getting through these times? These have been some unprecedented, difficult times for all of us. How has your faith personally helped you get through these times?
I know that God is just always with me, kind of, and He's always with my family. We had some unique situation. I mean, we had some family members pass away throughout this year, and so I've just been kind of leaning on God. Like He always knows the next step. And so I've always, I mean, in my life before COVID, I've always trusted that He knows the next step and He's gonna put me into the right places. I mean, kind of like even how I got here to be the GA, not just being a regular student and then coming on for 1 year and then being offered the opportunity. I've just always trusted that God knows what my next step is, and He's gonna place the right people in my life, put me in the right situations to where if I take advantage of Him, then I'll be right where He wants me to be, where He needs to be. So that's all. I just been trusting His next step.
That's good. Trusting in that step. The Bible says that trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your path. And that's what God is doing for. He's really in charge. He's directing your path, through all of this.
Definitely.
That's truly been a blessing.
Definitely. It's something that's crazy. I can't deny it. It's the testimony is real.
Oh no, you're a living testimony, like you say. You
right, exactly.
Walk around as a regular student, and now look at you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. People I knew as a regular student, they're like, "Oh, you doing that? Big time. I didn't even know you were. I didn't even know you knew about love basketball like that." I'm just like, That's what I wanted to do. It's what I wanted to do the whole time. And some of my friends who I knew, who I trusted with that stuff, they're like, "Man, it's crazy because we heard you talk about it and we heard you." So, like I say, it's just a testimony. I give it to God for sure.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Last, as we wrap up, what word, being a young guy, what word of encouragement would you give to student athletes, to encourage them to keep on going through these unprecedented times? What would you share with them?
Kind of like I was saying, just trusting that next step. I can remember being a student athlete at Eastmoor, my senior year. I didn't really play a lot, and that was something that upset me, and it kind of had me down for a while. But I trusted the next step. I took the leap to come to A&T, to just be a student, and then God put me in the right places to where I'm back with the game that I love right now. So I would say just trusting the next step, man. And I mean, even if playing is not for you, there's a lot of opportunities for you to work and do different. There's a lot of jobs in sports, and that's something as an athlete I don't even think you really fully grasp. Like, they need people to do everything. So if you really love it that much, and if you're passionate about it, it'll work itself out, and you'll end up right where you need to be as long as you trust those steps.
Yeah. Well, it's been a blessing just hearing your maturity, and life has a way. Life has a way of maturing us, or just experiences, And for you, these experiences at a young age, they're going to be a benefit down the road. And then that's why I wanted to have you on the show to kind of share that with young people, to hang in there. Everybody's path is not the same. There's everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Your story is different than somebody else's story, but it's your story.
That's true.
Story, and I'm sticking to it.
Exactly. I mean, you gotta embrace it.
Yeah.
That's kind of who you are.
Yeah.
You got to take your story and make the best out of it.
Right, Jordan, right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where this journey takes you in basketball, but not just in basketball, but in life as well. Because
Yes, sir.
sports is truly a microcosm of life and life lessons, that you learn that will carry on throughout life. This experience during this season, and you just get through it. We know it's better on the other side, and you are on the other side of it, and looking forward to next year already, and then what God has for you in the future. So keep taking that
Yes,
next
sir.
step. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I
Yes,
appreciate your
sir.
time. All right. Have a great day
I
now.
appreciate you for having me on. Yes, sir. Look forward to hearing from you.
Okay.
All right.